What's going on, everybody? TaylorMade Hoops live and direct coming to you once again on TaylorMade Hoops Coach's Corner. Today, I got a very special guest. I got seven-time state champion Coach Damien Mobley, head coach at C.E. King High School in Houston, Texas. Them Beltway boys, you know I had to mess with you, Coach.
Right.
Beltway boys in the house, baby. Yes, sir. Hey, Coach, how you been doing, man? What's going on, Coach?
Oh man, I've been doing great, man. I've been doing great. Just working hard, man. Just trying to get ready for this season, and continue to do the things that we do, helping these young men with their dreams and aspirations and their goals and trying to be family men and everything, all that stuff, just putting in one, man. That's it.
Oh
So
yeah, oh yeah. Hey, I know the location changed, but like y'all was telling me, man, the mission don't never change, man, no matter where you at, Coach.
exactly. Exactly.
Well, Coach, man, go ahead, get started, Coach. Today, the objectives and points of conversation for my viewers tuning in will be me and Coach Mobley be talking about championship culture, his offense and defense philosophy, and like he stated a little bit earlier, the upcoming season. So the first question, Coach, man, what everybody may want to know, Coach, where did you grow up, Coach, and your athletic and educational journey, Coach Mobley?
Well, man, it's funny. I was just talking about this the other day. Most people think, especially since have changed areas and regions or whatever here in Texas, most people think I grew up in Dallas, but I'm actually from Chicago. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, born and raised. Um, as far as my athletic journey, man, yeah, I played a lot of basketball. Pretty much I played up well at Morgan Park High School there in Chicago, and then my first stint I went to Russ College, which is in Holly Springs, Mississippi, and I
Okay.
played 2 years there at Russ College, and then I think after I left Russ, I went to Prairie View, and I made try to play at Prairie View. I think it might have lasted maybe, man, like a semester before things changed, and my athletic journey went into a different direction. And it was just, I guess by grace of God, man, a calling. And instead of me being on the court as a player, I just took, the interest and the love for coaching. And so,
Okay. Okay. So let me ask this, Coach. You spoke about you played a lot of basketball growing up. So what
mhm.
role did athletics play in your life growing up, and how important was playing sports, Coach Mobley?
Man, athletics played a huge role in my life, bro. Society has changed a lot with technology, specifically with the internet. And when I was growing up, none of that stuff existed. So sports were our entertainment. Sports was our pastime. Sports was our hobby. So, sports kept us out of trouble. They always say an idle mind is a devil workshop. So my people just kept me in the sports. And when I say my people, it's not always meant my family. It just mean, people that's outside friends. We always stay busy playing some type of sport. And I guess it eventually became sports, but it was just all about competition. We were just always competing. And so the only thing you really would compete in was sports. You know what I mean? I think about it, we played marbles a lot. Marble wasn't a sport, but it was competition. You know what I mean? We flipped coins on the lines, played lines. Just everything was about competing. You know what I mean? Competing to have those bragging rights and be the best. And so I think sports instilled that in me. You know what I mean? Just being a competitor, just understanding that failure is going to come before successes. You know what I mean? Just always trying to work hard to gain something and gather something. And so I think sports did that for me. You know what I mean? So I think sports played a very, very, very important part of my life. I love basketball, but people will be amazed that my first love in sport was baseball.
Okay.
I played baseball up until, man, my freshman year in high school. And that's when
Okay.
my coach, that was basketball coach, I said I had to make a decision. Either I was going to play
Oh, okay.
varsity basketball or varsity baseball. And if people know that baseball it's a winter sport almost in Chicago. So it was like, man, you either
Mhm.
gonna be in the gym or you're gonna be outside on that diamond. And it's not a lot of people, not a lot of fans. So,
There you go.
I chose basketball, and basketball pretty much played the most, significant part out of most sports in my life.
Okay. But once again, TaylorMade Hoops Coaches Corner, I got 7-time state champion Coach Damien Mobley on, head coach of C.E. King High School in Houston, Texas. Beltway boys in the house, baby. Coach, let me ask you this, Coach. Who influenced you the most as a coach?
Man, I think my grammar school coach. When I say grammar school, like I said, I'm from Chicago, so I mean, we went from the same school, K through 8, and so my
Okay.
grammar school coach, man, he actually was probably the most significant person that played a huge part in my coaching, interest and journey. You know what I mean? Just learning a lot from him. And it was funny because like I said, I'm from Chicago. Chicago is a very segregated city. You know what I mean? But he was white, probably the only white teacher,
Okay.
that I had throughout my academic career up until probably my junior year in high school. And he really taught me a lot about basketball. I mean, outside the community, the streets, the hood taught me the drive, the passion, the competitiveness. He pretty much taught me the discipline and the structure, what I mean, the
Okay.
IQ part of that this game is more than just checkers. He taught me the chess pretty
Mm-hmm.
much aspects of basketball.
Okay, man. You know what, man? Actually, Coach, be honest, Coach Mobley, man, that was kind of surprising, man. That, like you said, that that it was, your grammar school coach would have you. I would think, you maybe somebody else, man. Okay, Coach, man. You don't know. That's why we talk to people on Coach's Corner, baby.
Mhm.
Well, Coach Mobley, let me ask this, Coach. How many years have you been coaching, and where have you coached at, Coach Mobley?
I think I've been, man, this what, year number 22? What's it, 20,000? Yeah. Year number 22, if not 23. 22 or 23, man. And I will say, I guess my first coaching experience was at Dallas Roosevelt High School, I think from
Okay.
2002 to maybe 2008. No, 2008, I believe, to 2007, 2008 school year that I was an assistant coach there. And then I think I got the head job at Dallas Madison in that 2007, 2008 school year, and became the head coach there. Then I think from 2014, 15, I became the head coach at Waxahachie High School. I've coached there for maybe 3 years. Then I moved on and did a stint in Odessa, which is West Texas. I was an assistant coach there on the girls' side, actually. And it was sort of funny because I actually started off coaching girls, even when I was at Roosevelt. I spent a lot of
Okay.
time assisting with the boys, but I was officially the JV girls coach. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
then after maybe half of the season, I was moved up as the interim head girls coach, and then I officially went to the boys side as the JV coach. I think that following year. So in Odessa, it was sort of like returning back, doing a 360,
Okay.
going back to girls, and so I was an
Yeah.
assistant girls coach in Odessa for 1 year, and then maybe 2018, 19, I returned back to Madison. And then
Okay.
from there, I think I've been here at CE King. I think I came here in 2023. So,
Okay.
yeah, CE King, Madison, Odessa, Waxahachie, back to Madison.
Hey, man.
Yeah. So,
Hey, Coach Mo, man. This is why I like talking to you guys, man, because people don't be understanding the journey, man, and some of the
man,
places you been. They just
yeah,
see the right now, Coach. The right
yeah,
now. Seriously, they look back, they like, seriously, they don't understand, man, how important and how why you got be proud when you get positions. It's hard to get head
yeah.
coach
It's hard
positions,
to get
man.
coach. Yeah,
It's
yep,
hard, man. So people don't realize the struggle, Coach. Seriously, man.
yep.
Hey, once again, man, TaylorMade Hoops, man. TaylorMade Hoops Coaches Corner. I got Coach Damien Mobley, 7-time state champion, head coach of C.E. King High School in Houston, Texas. On, man. We talking a little bit basketball. Coach, let me ask this, Coach, man. I know you coach a lot of talented players, Coach, and I know you may get in trouble for this, man, because I know that you got a close relationship with your players, man, with your ex-players, man, and your current players. But Who is the most talented and best player you have ever coached, Coach Mobley?
Man. Um, I always fuss, I always get on my kids about results. You know what I mean? I'm a result driven person. And
Okay.
so when it comes to best, I always look at results or, success rate, things like that. And when I say I think, and I mean, probably, man, hands down, Admon Gilder.
Oh yeah.
Admon Gilder was probably the most talented kid that I had an opportunity to coach in my program. Now,
Okay.
I've had a lot of talented kids that I've coached in all-star games or
Yeah.
showcase
Yeah.
games or camps
Mhm.
and things like that. But as far as coaching him at my program, he's been a part of my program for 4 years. I think it was Amon Gill, the hands down, man. The kid probably was not just the most talented shit, the hardest working kid that I've had ever. And so I
Mhm.
guess that sort of results in most
Yeah.
talented. So
Oh
it'll be
yeah.
Amon Gill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, boy.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah. That's my dude there, man. Well,
Yeah, I have to mention him.
oh yeah. Oh, you got to miss him, hey, cause hey, if not, man, if you see his daddy gonna get on you, man. You know.
Yeah, and like I have a story about him, man. Like I think I left. It was maybe his junior year and went to
Okay.
Waxahachie, and so we put them on the schedule. His senior year, I think, man, he played maybe like 3 quarters, scored like 53 points. On me, I never had a player
Ooh.
to just be that much offensively
Dang.
successful against any of my teams. But man, that just showed you how good Admon was that he scored 53 against me. You know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying? So,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. That boy had straight a official bucket getter. That's what he was,
mm-hmm.
man. He's an official bucket getter, man. Well, Coach, man, let me ask this, Coach, man. A lot of people may want to know this, Coach. I know, like you say, you're 7 times state champion, Coach, what have you. But, Coach, do you have anything to prove moving up from coaching a 3A to moving up to a
Uh,
6A, Coach?
yeah, man. I'm like I said, one thing I think that breeds coming from the south side of Chicago, and actually starting on the west side, but coming from the south side, is we always got something to prove. You
Okay.
know what I mean? Like it's always a chip on our shoulder. There's always embracing pressure because you know, and I'm gonna say, especially from and I used to be young, not that young anymore, but from a black man perspective, you always have doubters. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, man? You can achieve the most things in the world, and there's always gonna be somebody to say,
There you go.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so even though those
Mm-hmm.
state championships, some of them might have been consecutive, some of them might have been with less talented teams, people would
Mm-hmm.
always say, well, but that was 3A. Well, but that was 3A until you realize not even listening to that no more because the but meaning they wish they could do it.
Yeah.
Because the
There
same
you go,
people that would
boy.
say, but once you moved out that position, now they would want to be the coach at that 3A school, which and so
Yeah. Yeah.
and so I
Yeah.
always laugh at those type of things. But as far as that, I think it's more to prove, more something to prove to myself. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Not
Gotcha.
to anyone outside of me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, bro.
Gotcha.
I've been done. I've been done with trying to prove something or impress other people, man.
Mm-hmm.
You'll spend
Mm-hmm.
the rest of your life running in circles trying to do that because no one's gonna be um overly or 100% impressed. Someone's gonna always be I doubt it, no matter how magnificent it is or whatever. But yeah, and I always wanted because I wanted to see too, because me hearing, well, it's a difference between 3A, 4A,
Yeah.
5A, 6A
Yeah.
basketball, me
Yeah.
always hearing that
Mm-hmm.
and me always seeing that, they pretty much glorified the larger divisions as
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
being, more
Mm-hmm.
dominant and things like that. So I always wanted to, move to a large division and see if it was really something different with the
Mm-hmm.
basketball or if it's something different with the competition. And man, basketball is basketball. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah. Oh
saying?
yeah.
Basketball is basketball. It just depends on the level that you personally play it at. you know what I mean? Like the level you personally play it at. So, um, yeah, I had something to prove, or I thought I had something to prove, definitely to myself. And to be honest, it's coming into fruition. I think that it's something that can be achieved, you know, the goals that I had set out for myself, especially going from a 3A classification to a 6A classification.
Oh yeah, Coach, man. But see, what the funny thing is, Coach, people don't realize, Coach, when you at Madison, Coach, you played and beat 6As,
Mm-hmm.
Coach. So you know what I'm saying. So it wasn't like Coach, you was running around there, scheduling, especially you scheduled one of the
Right,
hardest, non-conference schedules, Coach. Out there where you played 6As, 5As. Like you say, you weren't running from any smoke, Coach. So
right.
so but I know you, Coach. I had great pleasure, knowing you for years. I know that you didn't have anything to prove to nobody, but I know that you're competitive. You may have something to prove to yourself, because you got goals, that you set for yourself, Coach. And I know you're hard on yourself. So, but hey, but you still got to ask because people want to know, baby. People want
Oh
to know.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no doubt, Coach. People want to know. Hey, but once again, man, TaylorMade Hoops Coach's Corner. I got Coach Damien Mobley, head coach at C.E. King High School in Houston, Texas. Beltway boys in the house, baby. 7-time state champ. Hey, Coach. Let me ask this, Coach. You kind of alluded to a little bit, Coach, in your last response. But what is the difference in style of play in coaching in Houston compared to Dallas? I know,
Um,
I know you may get this. I used to get this a lot, Coach, when I was fortunate enough to interview for
mhm.
jobs in Houston. They would always ask me this question on the interview panel, Coach. So, but tell me, Coach, if you think there's any difference, what's your take? What's your take on that, Coach?
Um, to me, uh, I wouldn't say I don't see such a huge difference. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Basketball is basketball. Basketball is one thing I love about it. It's a universal sport.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we can um overthink it, overcoach it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just over a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it because and so and people try to say they see a huge difference with Dallas and Houston basketball. And I don't think it's Dallas or Houston. I just think it's generational. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just this generation plays. They have a different uh competitive nature, man. You know what I'm saying? It's it's
I
it's
got
a different, it's a different concept to
you.
them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of us played it competing, want to be better than the next person. A lot of us played it, um, wanting to change our family lives. You
Yes.
know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? We thinking
Mm-hmm.
everybody wanted to be a pro, everybody wanted to be, and we knew that the goal was almost unattainable, but we did everything in our power to attain it.
Mm-hmm.
These young men right now, man, it's so much, um, I guess, with social media and
Mm-hmm.
accessibility. You just see so much
Oh, yeah.
accessible things, and everything that's assess is success. And that's not
Mm-hmm.
true. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so every young
Mm-hmm.
man think they once they see on Instagram, oh, he can be a Division I basketball player. I am too. Or I am
Mm-hmm.
too. And then um the aspects and as parents, man, as parents, we have got a little bit, I believe, too involved in the
Oh yeah.
process. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? In
Oh
the
yeah.
process, and somewhat of a difference could be, and I don't think the difference is Dallas, Houston again. I think it's almost, man, and it's sad to say, but it's almost rich poor. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It's a rich poor. It's almost a difference between a rich and a poor. This I haven't we always thought of golf or maybe tennis or maybe I mean archery, swimming, those type of sports to price us
Yes.
out. But man, we
Mm-hmm.
finding basketball is now pricing
Price is
the
out. Yeah.
average person out. Like
Oh
like
yeah.
like
Oh,
this kid can't play basketball because his mother or father or
paying
his
forward. Yeah.
family can't afford to
Mm-hmm.
pay 5,000. You like, wow, man, this used to be a sport that was free. All you had to do was
Yeah.
compete. Come and
Mm-hmm.
compete. Go to the park. Yes, you wasn't gonna be allowed on the court unless you competed and earned your way. But
There you go.
now it's like I can pay to get on the court
Yeah.
and parents get delusional and misconceptions over that, and it becomes a almost conflicting, man, between parents and coaches, and that used to then be the case. And so, it's sort of, I wouldn't say, like I said, I wouldn't say Dallas and Houston. It changes with almost economic situations. like the middle class has a different set of rules that they play by and want to compete at. Then,
Okay.
the lower
Okay.
class and then the upper class, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, yeah, and it's
Got you.
like, man, and I tell my players all the time, it's almost, and I understand it, don't get me wrong, I definitely understand it, but it's almost comical how I walk into these gyms, man, and it's 45 cameras around these courts.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
coach.
mean? Everybody have their own personal photographer
Yes.
around their courts, man. And I didn't walk off of courts where we didn't got our butt kicked. But I can go on Instagram and one of my players, it looked like he didn't had a hell of a night. And I'm like, man, come on. But but then it's optical and it fools people. And the people
Yeah.
that is only the people that is fooling is the people that's involved in it. It's not fooling college coaches. It's not
Oh,
fooling
no,
there.
coach.
And so the parents on you, well, coach,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing to get them in college? I'm like, giving him the exposure situations and then, seeing what he do to take advantage of it. But, man, and so that's one thing I think a little bit different too. And I won't say Dallas and Houston, it's just the environment I was in to the environment I came
Oh,
to.
yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean? A
yeah.
lot of my
Oh, yeah.
kids, you know, um, that wasn't on the agenda. They didn't have photographers. They didn't have, media guys that could follow them around. You know what I mean? I just had guys that was playing the sport for the love of the sport, not for anything outside of what the sport can do for them. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that's,
No. No, like you said now, coach, and I was gonna kind of talk about that, coach. Now, you came from, like you say, where you were coach with guys, like you say, coach, what you said before, we're playing the sport to basically have something to do, stay out of trouble, like you say, there's something constructive, get that, that role model that, those people, those men in their life that discipline that they need,
exactly.
their father figure, that you and your staff, the guys in your staff provide that, they need that love, to be a part of something. So they was just playing basketball to play. And if, like you say, they got an opportunity to present itself, then hey, that was cool or what have you. And I know you always, no matter where you at, coach, you always instill that in them, the dream bigger than what you see than where you at.
hmm
Because life is bigger than, South Dallas or wherever you at. But still, like you said, just be honest. Most of them guys, you got a good point. They were just playing just to play. Now, these guys, now that you got now, like I said, it's funny because now they have the resources and things of that sort. And you laughing because I know sometimes, I know how you are, coach. You probably get on and say, hey, man, my guys back home, they wish they had the access to, a shooting machine and, this type, the simple stuff that y'all got, coach, that, you may not have at other places, coach. So it's crazy,
Absolutely.
man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, coach. It's crazy, coach. Hey, guys, once again, TaylorMade Hoops Coach's Corner. I got Coach Damien Mobley, head coach at C.E. King High School, Houston, Texas. Beltway boys in the house, 7-time state champ. We just talk a little bit of basketball. You know how we do on Coach's Corner. Uh, Coach, we go move categories, move directions a little bit. Coach, we're gonna talk about your championship coaching, what everybody may want to know, Coach. Because like you say, you have a lot of experience in building championship programs. So, Coach, how do you establish a championship culture in your program, and how do you maintain that championship culture on a daily basis, Coach?
Um, the first thing is establishing it is accountability, man. Accountability and expectations.
Okay.
Accountability and expectation. And like I said, again, the difference is, man, you have to change with generations. You know what I mean? I I do stand on and really pride myself in building a culture in our
Yes.
program that leads to a tough, hard playing, disciplined culture. But I also understand that the kids change, so my tactics has to change.
Mhm.
For example, like I tell my coaches all the time, you have to understand. Yeah, I go into trying to understand what the kid or what type of kid I have, what type of individual student athlete I have, because like I mentioned earlier, man, I've been in situations where I had a student athlete that needed a father figure. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And then he had also been a teammate to a student athlete that needed a coach. You know what I'm saying? Had a father at home, had a mother
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah.
He needed
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
coach. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like for example, Admon Gilder. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He needed me as a coach. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He had all the other things, but his other 8, 9 teammates needed me as a father figure,
Mm-hmm.
mentor,
Mm-hmm.
uncle. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Just out those
Mm-hmm.
things. And so what I try to do is I try to individually get to know. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Individual I got, and then once I get to know them, I also at the same time letting them understand and know the expectations, man. You know what I mean? And accountable,
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter um um what type of background you come from. You know what I mean? Rich, poor, daddy, no daddy, 2 parent, 1 parent, things like that, man. You always expected to be a good person. You know what I mean? Be
Yeah.
a productive person. You know what I mean? That don't negate being respectful. That don't, you know what I mean? That don't negate being honorable. That don't negate being a hard worker. You know what I mean? All those aspects still requires these certain things. And so and I also instill the fact that effort effort
Mm-hmm.
is effort is probably the number one in, ingredient in our culture. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We're giving the maximum effort for everything. If I'm asking y'all to be the best students in the building, that requires effort, you know what I mean, on a
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
daily basis, man, and consistency. You know what I mean? We just try to do everything consistently, you know what I mean, on a
Okay.
daily basis. Like the culture is built daily.
Okay.
The culture is built daily, man, and we're just not taking any days off in these culture with our accountability and our expectations. So the guys are, just expected to to breed and embrace, you know what I mean, the culture. I don't really just have a bunch of rules, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
with this generation like I might have had in 2008. I probably can go
Yeah.
back into one of my archives and pull out some papers that I had about 12 rules, but they were different kids. You know what I'm
There you go,
saying?
coach.
It was a
Yeah.
different environment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I still require and expect the same discipline, the same respect, the same um enthusiastic effort, attitude,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, but I don't really throw out a lot of rules. You know what I mean? Our discipline is our expectation, and our rules is pretty much instilled, or are governed by love. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Yeah, yeah, by love. Like you understand. Like I just tell them, you know what I mean? Like we might be finna get out of athletics and finna go back into the school for the remainder of the school day. And I just one of the things I might lead them with and say, don't be that guy. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say don't be late. I'm not gonna say, hey man, stop talking in the hallways. Hey man, don't skip
Yeah.
class. I'm gonna say, don't be that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you much understand what that entails. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you
What
go.
what that entails. And so and it helps them, because if somebody always don't want to hear, don't do this, don't do that,
Right,
don't do
coach.
that. More like,
Uh-huh.
okay, man, coach trusts me, and he just telling us, man, don't be that guy. And so it also throws the accountability on me too. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? As the person who that is. And so, we try to build that culture, man. Um, we one thing we build our culture on is our work ethic. You know what I mean? We're working every single day at a certain pace, at a certain level. You know what I'm saying? We have a motto. We don't take any days off. We just take hours. You know what I'm saying? And so we working every day, and those expectations and that work, those habits build and help build the culture that we have. And it just sort of, what I like about it, sort of trickles out into the school environment. You know what I mean? We have had teachers that has bought on, man, and it's just a beautiful thing, man. When the teachers start to see the difference of the athletes in the building, and now they start to sit in the front of the class. You know what I mean? Now they start to be engaged. You know what I mean? Yeah. So in our culture, it's not just about basketball. You know what I mean? If I want to fill the stadium, let's say our gym seats 2,500, you got to be likable. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying? If you want 10 people out of your class, out of your third period class to come watch you play, they gotta like you, bro. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah, they have
yeah.
to like you. So we want to be, you know what I mean? We want to be likable in the building. We want to be respectful. Yeah, we want to be, yeah, because these guys not just coming because of your jump shot. They're not just becoming because of your athleticism and dunking. They coming to support y'all because y'all good people. They like y'all. So,
There you go.
all that goes into, what we try to do on a daily basis.
Oh man, hey, man, you brought up some great points, man. The point I definitely like at the end, you said you brought up to being a good person. Character matters. Character
Mhm.
travels. Let's go travel later on in life. Let's go travel after the ball quit bouncing. Whatever. Let's go travel safe things. Even if some of the guys decide to, hey, I want to do something else, coach. I want to be the team manager. I might not want to play basketball, but people still remember your character. Or what have you.
Mhm.
Man, it travels, man, and no matter how many people I had on, no matter high school, college, coach, what have you, they all said the same thing, coach. At the end of the day, character still, matters. And you brought up a very good point at the end with these
Yeah.
kids. Hey, you got people got to like you, man. Your friends and homeboys, they got other things they can be doing. Everything's a social type of thing.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying, Boba? So I got to like being there because half the time, most time they're at the game, just to keep it real, they might not even
Just
really watch you
then
play. It's the environment.
right,
It's
right,
the environment or
right,
whatever. So
right.
it's just great you said that, man. And the thing I definitely love that you said, man, is that you got to be able to adjust to your kids as far as with your culture, how you say it, as
Mm,
far as communication. Communication is key with the kids, how you say that, hey, kids get tired, you say, hey, man, don't be late to class, don't be to class. We just say, hey, don't be that guy. Well, hey, I'm not singling you out, what have you. I'm not making you feel bad. Hey, I'm not being like your mom or dad. I'm not on your back, just beating you down, beating you across the head. I'm just saying, hey, you know what our
yeah.
culture is, you know what the expectation is. We talk about this stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying, Mother? So hey, don't be that guy. I mean, I love that, man. Seriously, because I love that, man. You got to be able to change with these kids, man. Seriously, you got to be able
Mhm.
to change, man. For real. No doubt about that. Hey, man, once again, man, we were Coach Damien Mobley, head coach at C.E. King High School in Houston, Texas. Beltway boys in the house, baby. We just got through talking about how to establish culture, team culture, championship culture. The next thing, coach, we're gonna talk about, coach, a little X and O's, coach. Coach Mobley, what is your offensive defense philosophy? How do you like to play down there at C. King, coach?
Well, I'll actually, well, what I mean, we hang our hat for our program, our philosophy on defense. Our defensive principles is mainly, the most important factors of what we try to do in basketball games. So just defensively, we want to keep the ball, out the paint. We
Mm-hmm.
want to pressure the ball as much as possible, meaning keeping other team off balance. You know what I'm saying? Not running plays, making plays. So
Okay.
what I mean, see how many playmakers they have or whatever. Just taking the game back to its origin, man. And the people, I laugh when I hear people say that, like, well, man, they're like Coach Mobley, man, they're like y'all just hooping. What what is this? What we supposed to be doing?
Coach, basketball, you're supposed to hoop, you're supposed to
You
play.
supposed to
Yeah,
hoop.
yeah,
You hear
yeah,
me?
supposed to
Yeah, you
hoop.
supposed to hoop. I
Yeah, yeah.
mean, I was introduced to this game by getting up, getting out of my house, going outside, and meeting up with 15, 16, 17 other guys. We didn't have no
Mm-hmm.
plays, so we couldn't hoop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just going back to the origin of it, and it's a free flowing game, read
Mm-hmm.
and react. You know what I mean? And
There you
so
go, coach.
offensively, we just do a lot of movement. You know what I mean? Body movement, ball movement, and understanding. Trying to find mismatches and things like that. Just going back to the origin of the game, man, and sort of making it a little free flowing, and allowing our players to make decisions. You know what I mean, throughout, offensively or whatever. So we don't, like I might say, we don't run a lot of plays. We might run sets. And
There you
so
go, coach.
within these sets, you know what I'm saying, you make read and react, and we'll go from there. But as far as defensively, we want to always apply some resistance to the basketball or whatever, meaning, we want to pick up the ball 94 feet, we want to pressure it, we want to make we want to create turnovers, we just want to get in transition situations, you know what I mean? We want to right now, as I'm watching most sports, what's really dominating a lot of sports is speed. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You can be playing hockey, soccer, baseball even now. Speed. Once we get on the base, now we good. We got teams that's going for all singles, trying to win the World Series because they fast. So once they get on base, I still one or two base, another single. Now we're scoring off of singles. Everything don't have to be home runs because we got speed. And so what we try to do is just try to play the game fast. Try to speed other teams up, man, because just people don't realize a lot of especially at the high school level and below, all you gotta do is expose some weaknesses. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
players at this level can dribble and pass. You know what I mean? People don't realize
Yeah.
how skillful you have to be to pass off the dribble. You know what I mean? And so we speeding people up, making them put the ball on the floor. Now we're seeing if they possess that talent,
There you
passing
go, coach.
and passing and things like that. And so, we just playing and still bringing some um excitement and fun, to the game. So my philosophy is pretty much playing fast, playing aggressive, playing tough. You know what I mean? And almost shit, playing everybody. You know what I mean? That's why we play so hard because you're going to get, you're going to need breaks. And so, that's the way I try to please
Mm-hmm.
everybody, to reward them for their work. You know what I mean? Yeah, we working hard. So we try to play a type of style that will allow us to get as many bodies in as possible. And just saying that, I think that's the difference. That's the main difference I have seen from 3A to 6A. And
Okay.
I tell people all the time, even 318s that we play or whatever, like, man, don't worry about it. Y'all got a good team. It's just not as deep as us. You know what I mean? Yeah, in 3A, you might have four guys. You know what I'm saying? Or them guys, but in 6A, you might have seven. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a larger pool to pick from. So your depth is there. And I think that's the main difference that I've seen coming from 3A to 6A, your depth and your sub varsity levels. Your sub
Okay.
varsity levels are much more talented
Okay.
at the bigger quality, bigger classifications. You see what I'm saying? Because you have a bigger pool.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because I have seen at the 6A level, I've seen some freshman teams that could compete. Might not win state or something like that, but they can definitely could compete at the 3A varsity
Mm.
level. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, 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 no. That's a good point, coach. That's a good point, coach. Well, coach, man, unfortunately, man, Coach Mobley, man, we've been having a good time, man. You know how we do it, coach, but we down kind of to the end, to the last question, coach, man. Once
okay.
again, everybody tuning in. We appreciate everybody. Appreciate Coach Mobley taking time out of his busy schedule, man, to come talk to us, man. But coach, before we go, I know this is the most important part, probably you, coach. Talk about the kids, the players in your program. So, coach, let everybody know, coach, who are some tailor-made picks? Who are some players that college coaches need to be keeping their eye on? They could, who had the attributes to play at the next level? Who are some diamonds in the rough, coach, that maybe nobody's talking about? They could play at the next
Okay.
level. Tell us about some
Man, I
guys.
got I know I have a few kids. I have one kid, man, 6'5", maybe 6'5", 6'6" kid, can play the wing, play the post, named Davin Cross. You know what I mean? Davin Cross is pretty athletic, strong, big body kid, can shoot it, play hard, just play hard. A competitor, probably one of the most fierce competitors I've had in a couple of years. I have a guard, man, David Clayton, and his stock has really rose somewhat. He just had a good showing this weekend at the Gasso, and I know, a couple people have asked about him, man. Probably like a little 5'10" guard, real athletic. You know what I mean? Can play above the rim, can shoot the leather off the ball. He's really worked to improve his ball handling and decision making, passing. You know what I mean? Just distributing the ball a lot this summer, and it's showing. Because yeah. He was probably he was the sixth man of the year last year coming off the bench for us and I think he made maybe second team all district. And he was a kid that was coming from the JV level a year before prior to I got there. And then by the time district started, man, he was really one of the guys to watch on the scouting report. You know what I mean? And so he's really been having a good summer and off season thus far. David Clayton. Have a wing, another guard, man, the lead guard, Eric Laverne is a senior that's been probably a 3-year starter. This will be his third year starting on the varsity, man, all district for 2 years. And can really shoot the ball, is a good distributor, probably my best on ball defender. You know what I mean? 94 feet, really have a good knack of anticipating, stand out in front of the ball, man. Just being tough. Can shoot it. Can shoot it. You know what I mean? So I mean those three guys, I think really, and probably my best wing defender. Got a 6'4" kid, Brian Fino, man. I think he probably have skill that a lot of college coaches is looking for, that motor. Man, he has a motor that just runs. You know, the kid just plays tough. He take every defensive assignment personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just do it all. You know, one of the kids that um he doesn't really fill up the scoring column
With
of
everything
the
here.
stat sheet, but he do everything else, man, and it's hard to keep him off the floor. You know what I mean? Because the
Gotcha.
kid plays so hard, and you know he's coachable and do everything that you ask him to do. And so, you know, he's one of them type of kid, utility guy, I would call him.
Yes,
A
sir.
utility guy, man, for some good programs. They looking for a guy that's gonna rebound, that's gonna defend. I mean, defend the 1 through the 5. You know what I mean? Try to, you know what I mean, do whatever he can to help on the defensive end. Is a pretty good get. And so, you know, I just got a good senior laden team, man, that, you know, I have a lot of expectations for, you know, this year. And we just preparing every day. And we're preparing, like I told them, we're preparing for the games that's not on our schedule. The scheduled games, we know they're gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? But we preparing for games that you don't see on the schedule. That's first round, second round, third round, and playoff games that, yeah, you don't see them on the schedule. Those are games that we're preparing for.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And it's funny you mentioned that, man. I didn't ask you that, coach. I suppose, but yeah. So you kind of alluded to it, coach. This year's team, coach, pretty senior lady team. So what are your expectations for this year's team? Playoffs,
Uh,
state championship. I know you went a few rounds last year, coach. So that was good because I know the prior year they didn't make the playoffs. So
mhm,
so I know you always keep those expectations rising. So what's your
mhm.
expectations, Coach Mo?
And like I said, the expectation is to play games that's not on your schedule, you
Yes, sir.
know, and that's making the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
That's making the playoffs. And like I told the guys, once we made it last year, we here to stay. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah. We want to make ourselves a regular at the club. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah, they see us every Friday. They know we coming to the club. Happy hour, we gonna be there. So, you know, and we preparing, we work every day and prepare for that. You know what I'm saying? And that's all levels from our freshman group on up. That the expectations is, you know, to win. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
To win or to at least make it hard as hell for whoever we playing to win. You know what I'm saying? And so always giving ourselves a chance. Playoffs definitely. We would love to have an opportunity to compete for a district championship. You know what I mean? Because historically we had one of the toughest districts, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean, in
Mm-hmm.
the state behind that
Mm-hmm.
6A district up
Hmm.
in Dallas with Duncanville and all them guys. So, you know, we want to continue to try to hold that tradition down. You know what I mean? But we have a couple of good teams, man. Atascocita, Summer Creek, North Shore. You know, they'll be humble. It'll be very competitive. You know what I mean? And so that's one of the goals is try to win district, make the playoffs, and go as far as we can, and make it hard as hell for somebody else to win a state championship.
I heard, I heard that.
That's it.
Well, Coach, man, hey, before we go, Coach, man, go ahead and let everybody know, Coach. how they can follow you or your team, and any personal information that you
Okay.
may want to give our coach.
They can definitely follow the team on. We have what they call, what's it, the new X or Twitter,
Yeah.
at
Hmm.
C King Boys Hoops. They can follow us on also on Twitter with C King Panthers or at C King Boys Hoops as well. You can follow me. I'm on Instagram as Prince_Mobutu, and that's Mubutu. And also we have a Facebook page, C King Boys Basketball. All right, C King Boys Basketball. You can follow us on Facebook. So, you know,
All
that's
right,
about it.
man. Hey man, hey, I don't know about you, man, but hey, it was great chatting up with you,
Oh,
man.
definitely, man.
Always
It's
on Coach
always,
Corner, man. No doubt, man.
always.
Hey, tell little nephew, man, keep on working, man. Keep getting them
Oh,
shots up,
definitely.
baby. Get them
We
shots up,
definitely
baby.
gonna do that.
Well, coach, you know I gotta do it to you, man. Before I go,
Okay.
man. Hey, go ahead, man. Let everybody know who interviews today, coach.
Oh man, we interviewed by the great Ed Taylor from TaylorMade Hoops, man. Definitely keep doing your thing, man, and you're definitely doing great things for them kids up there in DFW area and throughout the state. You know what I mean? Throughout the state, I'm hearing your name in other places besides DFW, man. So, you know what I mean? That means you're doing something and definitely making an impact on this basketball community, bro. So, just keep doing what you're doing.
Hey man, I appreciate it, man. I definitely appreciate you saying that too, man. And hey, I'm trying, man. I try to cover, man, what I see. I try to cover the whole state, man. And don't leave
Mm-hmm.
nobody out, man. I'm glad it seems like I got a friend in Atlanta, man, and stuff in Houston. So, now I got a reason to definitely, keep eye, on the Houston basketball. I always did, but now definitely, because I'm always like, hey man, I wonder what my boy Mobley doing, what C King doing. So they give me a more of an opportunity to check you out, to check the
Oh,
Houston basketball
definitely.
area out. And I know you can
No
tell me some
doubt.
things. You go shoot me some names, and things like that. I need to be keeping an eye on, man. And I appreciate you, coach, always, man. I appreciate you, man. I love the support you always give me, man. You're a real one, coach. You're a real one,
Okay,
man.
definitely, no doubt, man. And like I said, you invited anytime, man. Anytime you down, anyone to come to any events. We have a couple of events going on December 27th and 28th,
Okay.
November the 2nd. You know what I mean? I'm having a couple of events at the school or whatever, man. So you always invited, brother.
Okay, man. Well, hey, let me know, man. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Hey, I love H-Town, baby. Love
Right.
H-Town, man. Hey, you have a good one, coach, man. Hey,
All right, you too. Appreciate you,
tell
brother.
everybody, say what's up, man. Tell Erica and the wife and everybody, I say what's up, man.
Okay, no doubt.
Okay, appreciate you, Mo.
All right.